Hey guys, this is Matt with TTPOA. Another episode for you. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Siddons Martin Emergency Group. So who do I have with me today? I'm at SHOT Show, wandering around this year, trying to drum up business for the organization. Lo and behold, I'm over at ETech with my friends over there in James, and I see somebody walk up with about 4 cups of coffee in her hand, which was the wrong thing you want to give this person because she's so energetic. Toni McBride. She's a full-time police officer, she's a competitive shooter, and also a model, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff. So, Toni, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
What do you think so far?
This is great. Honestly, I've never met so many nice people before. Everyone is just super welcoming. Everyone's like, if you need anything, let me know. So I appreciate you guys. I'm just excited to be here.
Well, that's how we do it in Texas. So Go back and tell everybody, but don't tell them to move here. Just tell them to come visit. So how about that? Fair enough. So let's start off. Let's talk about how did you get into law enforcement? Because I know you come from a law enforcement family, but you still had to make that decision. So what was the big draw to that?
So my dad, he's also with the agency as well that I'm with my department. He's been on the department for about 31 years, I think 31 years. And I just grew up with my agency. I've always saw my dad's partners and I was like, man, this is so great. And then, when I was younger, I never thought that females could be police officers. That was just me. I was just like, I'm not a big buff dude, grr. I was like, no, I'm skinny female. And then it wasn't until I was, I think, 17 or so. I knew I always wanted to be a police officer. I just didn't know if I could do it. So when I was 17, my dad actually asked me in high school, he's like, so what are you going to do with your life? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, do you want to become a cop? I was like, yeah, all right. I'm going to go for that. So that's actually what started. And then when I was 18 years old, I was a reserve officer. And then when I was 20 and a half, I came on full time. And so I'm still a full-time officer.
And then how did you segue into competitive shooting?
That was totally unplanned. So again, my dad never took me shooting growing up, which I'm still mad at him for. I'm like, come on, you failed me as a father. Just kidding. So when I was 18 years old and I was in the police academy, that's where I learned how to shoot, really. And then one day when I was on probation in 2018, I believe that's when it was, I was at an LAPD convention. And one of my friends, he's another officer, he's like, hey, that's Taran Tactical over there, go say hi. And me, I was like, who the hell is that? I'm like, I live under a rock, to be honest. And I was like, no, I don't know who he is. I'm not gonna go do that. And he's like, go do it. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I went to go and take a photo with Taran. He was super friendly. And he's like, hey, come shoot at my range. You're more than welcome to. And me, I'm always like, no, I hate bothering people. So then Taran's like, no, seriously. My buddy grabs me by the arm and he's like, take his number. You will go. So then we go, and then Taran was like, hey, you're actually a decent shooter. Do you want to be a part of my shooting team? And I was like, sure, I got nothing else going on. So that's where it started.
Same thing, I went out there, it's like, hey, Taran, I'm in town. Same thing, he opens up the doors, brings out all the John Wick guns. I mean, it was an awesome couple hours of just to be on that range. So iconic. So let's talk a little bit about being a female in law enforcement and competitive shooting and what you've known, because it's growing, right? Mm-hmm. So what advice do you have to other women that are looking to get into either one?
Do it. Absolutely do it. If you're looking into law enforcement, just start, if you see a female officer that's patrolling in your area, totally stop them. Ask them, hey, what is it like? How do you like your department? How do the other guys treat you in your department because you're a female? From my experience, I absolutely love the guys that I work with. They're so supportive, so friendly. I don't experience anything that's like, hey, you're a female, you shouldn't be a cop. No, I've never experienced that, thankfully. But if you're really interested in being a police officer, do your research. Go ahead and ask your local police department. Ask to speak with a female. Learn their experience. What else? If you're looking into competitive shooting, go to a range and just get your basic training in, and then it'll grow from there. But
awesome.
Reach out to people.
So then, how did the modeling stuff come up?
Oh my God, I have no experience in modeling whatsoever. But it just fell in my lap too. Thank you, God. So I was actually, I was with Taran Tactical, and he was like, hey, we have Dylan Precision coming out here, and they're gonna do their photo shoot. And I was like, okay, so this is so embarrassing. So I was like, okay, it's a photo shoot. I actually don't know how to put on makeup. So I go there and I have like, I guess, really minimal makeup on. And the photographer, he's like, hey, like, are you gonna go do your makeup? And I was like, it's done, like, it's on. And then they're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then they had to like coach me through it. So it's actually the 2021 cover of the Dillon Precision calendar. You see the photo of me hanging out like on this car. It's all like shot up and burnt. And the story behind that, he's like, hey, he's like, so I was thinking about this in my head, like you can, be a cop, and he didn't know I was a police officer. And so he's like, yeah, like pretend you're a police officer and you just, hopped out of your car and you're talking to some gangsters or whatever. And so there's this video of me saying, like talking out loud, and I was like, okay, yeah, what's up guys, what's up bros? And I'm just like on it, and then they got the shot right then and there.
So you, even though you're a cop, you had to play the stereotypical
oh
cop, because
yes.
that's what they expect.
Talk to myself pretending to be a cop, even though I am a cop,
That's
but
funny.
It was like, but it was great. I'm gonna go to Arizona next week on Monday with Dillon Precision for another photo shoot.
Nice.
So yeah, I get to fly out of Huey's. I mean, it's a tough life.
So we've got to thank ETech for bringing you out here. You want to talk about some ETech stuff?
Yes, absolutely. So I have their EXPS3 on my MPX. That's what I run for competitions. I'm obsessed with it. It is extremely fun. We actually brought it out to the range yesterday, and I was letting people just rip on it. And then I'm like, is it getting hot? I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have brought it to the range. But it's so much fun. And then ETech just came out with the E-Flex. It's going to be a red dot on their pistol. You guys know I love iron sights. I'm a through and through iron sights girl. I'm just old school. Now I just fell in love with that E-Flex, and I'm like, oh man, now I'm switching teams. So you guys will be seeing me running that in competitions now.
I get more questions about that E-Flex thing, that's the red dot. So yes, go out, check them out. We are excited to have them here as part of the conference. I know that SHOT Show, that's why I was over there, because I had to go see it, because I had so many questions about it. It absolutely stands up to the test. It's worth the look.
And it's very lightweight.
Yeah,
too.
I'm old school too. I like my irons, but once you jump over and you make the adjustment, it's hard to debate the other way. So they don't fail, but what you gain from that red dot under stress is huge, Rose.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's do some rapid fire questions.
I'm ready, okay. I'm so excited.
Well, we'll find out in a minute, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite movie?
The Notebook. It is. And Mr. and Miss Smith. Right? They're great. You got the romance.
The Notebook.
And then, it's a great movie.
Favorite hobby? Outside of competitive shooting.
Oh, you guys are going to think I'm so lame. The first thing I thought of was my crocheting. I know how to crochet and I make blankets.
That throws me off a little. You can't throw the competitive shooter out there.
I know. It's something like completely different, but like a secret hobby that nobody knows is that I like to crochet.
Favorite gun?
Glock 17L.
Mark 19. Belt Fed 40. Never mind. All right, it's a military thing. Favorite book?
The Bible.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I read it every single day. People at work know I always carry it with me. And it's kind of funny, I guess, but like when I'm walking down like the hallway or something, I always have it, and everyone's like checking in their gear. I'm always like, hey, touch it, you're gonna have a good day, you're gonna have a good day. So yeah, I love my Bible.
Being an observant cop, I noticed a tattoo on your arm.
Yes, so I have the word pray on my arm right here. So I got it, I think maybe like a year and a half ago. So I'm, born again Christian, and I love my faith.
So you've been competitively shooting for a while now. What's the biggest accomplishment you feel like you've done in the competitive shooting world that you're pretty proud of?
Honestly, just being more confident with a firearm. So with competition shooting, I train so much so that if in the field, if I need to, whatever, I'm really confident with my firearm if I need to handle any sort of situation. That is the biggest achievement, I think, truly. It's not winning a medal, or it's not like, oh cool, I got like the fastest time. It's about learning those concepts and training and knowing I'm more confident with it. And with that also, I can train other females or, other, anybody else. You don't have to be a female. It's just I can pass that on and really train other people. I love that.
You need to start teaching, by the way, after we talked yesterday. What is the one tip that you'd pass on to other people in competitive shooting? The one thing that worked for you, if you had one tip to give everybody that was going to get in competitive shooting, what would that be?
I guess I have two. Is that okay?
Two it is?
Okay, so it'd be like, don't get so angry, okay? Like me, I don't get angry about anything really, but with competitive shooting, if I'm having a bad day, which does happen, I'll just start to be like, no, are you kidding me? And I just get angry. And so my whole thing is just push through it. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna get better, and you're just having a bad day, so don't ever give up on it. Like, it's gonna get tough, and you're gonna get really annoyed with it, but you need to keep pushing through. The second thing is always focus on your front sight and smooth press. Front sight, smooth press.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to questions, so we'll end the video here. We'd like to thank Toni for coming out, ETech for bringing her out, and glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have to knock me out.